Good morning. How are you all? Today is Saturday, the 26th of March. Y'all were eating up Dollywood videos. So here's another Dollywood video for you because pass holder preview, I wasn't there for very long and I want a whole day. So I'm gonna go for a whole day and it's gonna be fantastic. So it's currently about 8:30, and for those of you who don't know, I've done this once before. On Saturdays, Dollywood has early entry for season pass holders and resort guests. I think it's only gold and diamond seaman passes this year that are allowed to do that, which really sucks, but I have a gold pass, so I'm gonna go. They have one ride for early entry every week, and this week it's Fire Chaser Express, so heck yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna be there for the whole hour of early entry, but hopefully for the last 20 or 30 minutes we'll go get some Fire Chaser Express rides, which will be nice because that ride usually has a super long line during the main day. Okay, this is kind of funny. They now hand you this when you get into the parking lot. It's a parking lot FAQ sheet. So I guess a lot of people were confused by the new parking lot that had been here before. And this is on nice paper too. It's like color ink. It's glossy. It's, yeah, they spent a lot, I guess, to make sure we had a nice FAQ sheet. As you can see, they now have employees actually guiding you into the parking lot so you know where to park. So that's actually pretty nice. Still no cover over A and B, but it looks like they will probably do that at some point. Other update on the parking lot is they got some more barriers up at the front. I couldn't show you because I was, driving, but they got some new barriers to kind of guide the lanes, make them a little bit clearer. But yeah, that seems to be about it in the parking lot. They said they're finishing up some stuff up by the main tram stop. I'm just walking today, get my exercise in. So if you see on the other side of the tram lot there, that used to just be the ADA parking lot. As you can see, it looks like, I'm pretty sure that's new, they put in this like grass median for where the trams come and turn around and stuff. And so that'll hopefully look really nice once the grass starts growing out. And maybe they'll put a little garden there, plant some flowers. That'd be an awesome idea, actually. They still need to repave in front of the tram stop to cover up the old ADA parking spots, but it's all good. It's looking better. This is all a work in progress. This whole part got this at this point. Yeah, so I think from now on, I'm just gonna kind of, when I see changes at places and stuff going on, I'll record it and I'll kind of integrate it in both the vlog and a separate video. Because some people just want to see the changes and stuff. But if you want to see the whole vlog, here you go. Here's the new security concourse again. It doesn't feel like as much empty space now because they put up time saver booth and ECV rentals and stuff. And this is awesome. This security system you just walk through. Look at that. Okay, unfortunately I did set up the thing today, but they're pretty fast with the bag checks. And it's still better than the metal detectors because you're not fiddling with getting stuff out of your pockets and your backpacks and stuff. I don't know why I set it off this time and not last time, but there's significantly less set-offs going on this time than with the metal detectors. It's still better. Okay, change of plan. There's only about 10 minutes left of early entry at this point. I'll try to get here earlier next time. I'm going to do that. So, not going to walk all the way to the back of the park for Fire Chaser because I probably only get like one BRT ride. So, instead I'm going to go up to Lightning Rod here. Of course I am. I got something new this year called like Golden Hours or something like that, where for every day the park is operating, for the first hour of the day, your gold or diamond season pass acts as a time saver pass, which is Dollywood's skip the line system, but only for the first hour. So let's go see how many lightning rod rides we can get in the first hour using that pass. So watching it go, I'm pretty sure they're running 2 trains, which is pretty cool because I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, they've opened with the second train on. Sweet. I wasn't bowing with this idea of the time saver line's longer than the regular line. It'll catch up, but that's kind of funny. Okay, so you can see I was near the back of that train that they're currently working their way forward on, and I just got evac'd. So at least I got to ride. But first time ever getting evacuated off of a ride actually is pretty anticlimactic. You just walked back in the station and down the stairs. But I guess my plan to see how many lightning rod rides I can get in an hour is failed now, so I got one. They did have some maintenance staff walking up and down the beginning of the launch track, checking some of the electrical boxes. So I'm gonna guess it's some kind of issue with the launch, but they couldn't dispatch that train at all, so we had to evacuate from the brake run. So that's unfortunate. Doesn't look like they're doing anything now. So maybe it'll be back up soon. I don't know. Dude, Why'd the park be so dead? What the heck? This is a good angle where you can a little bit better see that brand new wood on the retract section. I was trying to show you guys last time, but I can't. This is Thunderhead, of course. The mostly wood coaster that works. And drop line over here is closed for the day. Not that I did not expect that, but it is. If y'all didn't know, about 2 nights ago, look, it says routine maintenance. They like to use that sign for everything. But I think it's 2 nights ago that a kid actually fell from the Orlando Freefall drop tower and died. So it's not really fair to do any wild speculation about what happened yet, but just, you know, pray for his family. But that drop tower is built by the same company that built Drop Line, and so that is why Drop Line is not operating today. It did not operate yesterday either, from what I understand. So until they figure out exactly what happened at Orlando Freefall, I don't anticipate Drop Line being open. It's so windy today. A second ago the wind was blowing this fountain like crazy. So we might have some ride closures later for high winds, but we'll see. All right, we still see the Wildwood Grove survey markers for the 2023 coaster. I didn't catch this last time, but there's a marker right here. So they may have to redo some of their landscaping a little bit to fit this coaster in. Although I assume there's another one, but I assume these will just be like support structures. And so they may not have to move any fences. But it's certainly interesting that the supports would come out that far. The Wildwood Creek supply it's a great factor. I still see water jets, but they're not turned on. But it is like 50 degrees today, so I wouldn't know why you'd want to jump in there anyway. You can barely see her from here. There's an excavator and a dump truck. There's actually 2 excavators, a bulldozer, and a dump truck. You can't really see from here, but I can see from the top of Dragon Flyer, and they're starting to dig for something. Don't know what they're digging for, but that's probably a good sign. Yeah, generally get a good idea. I like to think they're digging for gold, but I think they're actually digging to put down coaster foundations. Oh my gosh, guys, there's a duck. There's a duck. That's so cool. Now, at the beginning of the day, when I was at Lightning Round, I actually saw Coasters and Things, which is another small coaster YouTube channel I found that I watch occasionally. And I had to say something to him, but it was pretty fast getting on and off the train, so I didn't. And now I don't know where he is. But maybe I'll see him again, because the park's not that crowded today. Only a 5-minute wait to go mining. I'm gonna go mining. But unfortunately, you'll see when the switches that a lot of stuff is down. Wild Eagle's closed for weather. Vitesse is back open. That was down a minute ago for just technical difficulties. But yeah, those B&Ms are pretty susceptible to wind, from what I understand. So that's probably why we got Wild Eagle down right now.
Come on in, closing prices.
Something about this mine's like really mysterious, but I can't quite figure it out. Alright, I've done one of the goose slaughters here, so I gotta do the other one.
Fire Chaser Express.
We will see if they have figured out how to, you know, put train 3. Oh, they have! 1, 2, 3. Wow. I spoke too soon. So train 3, as you can see here, has been cycling empty every cycle for the 30 minutes we were waiting. So I'm assuming it's like thrown an error, but they didn't want to stop operations to take it off the track. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. So the wait was a little slower than I thought, but I guess that's fine. This ride seems to have trouble with getting all 3 trains to work lately. I didn't get on Tennessee Tornado the last time I was here, so let's see how this little aero looper is running today, or this year, or whatever. There's some of that gaps there. Anyways, that is a forceful ride on the last two loops, especially. It really pulled serious forces. Wild Eagle still down for weather, although it hasn't really been all that windy this last little bit, so I'm really not sure what that's about. I still can't believe this. Look at that, it's my cave. Hopefully they have some long-term plans for this area, because this ain't it, Chief. So Iron Horse Pizza is still closed. I expected it would be. They're still waiting to get the kitchen equipment they need to open up. One thing that has changed is I didn't know if this would be like a order window or something, but this would be a vending machine, or a soft drink machine. Was not here before. Cool. I am sad the park is moving away from Coca-Cola freestyle machines, but self-serve drinks are good too. So a lot of you were upset I didn't ride the train the last few times I've been here, but I was going to ride it today, especially to get some views of the construction site. But as you can see, there ain't a locomotive there. So the sign says it is closed for inclement weather. So I guess that's the wind. Like I said, it's very windy today. Windy enough the Wild Eagle closed, and so I guess maybe the wind, I presume, would be blowing around too much soot. So it still is really funny to see the front car there with no locomotive whatsoever. I'm gonna go get lunch now. I didn't eat breakfast today, and it's like 12:30, so I got fish and chips last time. Let's see how the steak sandwich is. There you go. There's that. Steak sandwich. I think I got this once last year and it was good, so hopefully it's good again. And I just went for it on the all-season refill mug. It's like $20, but drinks are like $4 a piece, and I'll be here a lot this year, so it should pay off. And then I can just continue to have and drink soda all day and get fat, so that's great. We got meat, we got bell peppers and queso. That's what's on here. I do wish that it was a little bit more meat, but it's good. Actually, it's not queso, it's melted cheddar. Sorry, wrong thing. Good news, they've started selling photos, on-ride photos again at some of the rides. So if that's your thing, you can buy them now, which is good because none of the on-ride photos for any rides were open at all during the 2021 season. So, yeah, always weird to see Wild Eagle closed and not Lightning Rod. But in my experience the last year or so, coming to this park a lot, Wild Eagle's kind of the second most problematic ride behind Lightning Rod, which is very strange considering it's a B&M and they're usually impeccable. Look at that retrack, that fresh, brand new yellow wood. You can see a little better from this side. It's already starting to wear a little bit. It's only been like 2 weeks. But anyways, yeah, the grill's still here too. Dollywood, I'm still waiting for my invitation to those Thunderhead barbecues. Thank you very much. Whew. I just rode Thunderhead 5 times in a row, and I'm calling that good enough now. Yeah, that is definitely the second best ride at the park. No doubt about it. It is so good. If you don't like wooden coasters, you won't like it. But if you do, it's fantastic. If I hadn't ridden Voyage, it would be my favorite wooden coaster. But still, I think it's shockingly close between Thunderhead and Voyage, which is really impressive. Sometimes it's really creepy just to like walk out into an area where there are no people. There are the people. There's some really weird though, like running the yellow side. I mean, running both sides is very rare, but every time I've been here, they're just running the blue side. Unless they're running both, they're doing yellow. Strange. Nausea's catching up to me, so we're taking a ride break. I don't really know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. So Sit and Sip Refreshments here by the grist mill has had everything stripped except for the mug refill station, so I wonder if they're planning a replacement for this or what. I don't know. So I didn't notice when I came last week But another thing new for 2022 is that there used to be like a Christmas cottage store here that was always closed in my experience. Never actually saw it operate, but it's gone now. And so that's what's up with this new railing and stuff. So yeah. Ooh, so starting in about 5 minutes, we have A Brighter Day. This is a reworking of the Good Vibes show here last year and prior, which was one of my favorites last year. So I'm gonna see how they've reworked it here. Yeah, so A Brighter Day was just kind of a redoing of Good Vibes with new songs, but it's the same kind of idea, just some uplifting music, maneuvering some crowds here. Alright friends, I know what you came to Dollywood for. Heck yeah, RMC kiddie coaster, kind of. Wow, it says 10 minutes, but unless they're not running very many trains, this is, even if they are only running like one train, this is not a 10-minute wait. This is pretty neat. Right across from Blazing Fury is Calico Falls Schoolhouse, which is like a replica one-room Appalachian schoolhouse that was for some reason closed the entirety of the fall last year, but it's back open this year, so let's take a look inside. So you can just kind of walk up the stairs on the porch and you look in this way. So there you go. Chalkboard, etc., etc. There's a map of Tennessee. Sweet. So Tennessee Tornado has been down for the last hour or two for technical difficulties, and while it was running 2 trains this morning when I was on it, they have transferred that second train off. So I think this train has, or this ride has lots of train issues because they have to go down to one train a whole lot. But it kind of sucks because Wild Eagle's still closed for high winds. So both their loopers are out at the moment. And they just closed the picture shop, which is actually open today. As I pointed out with Thunderhead, some of them are reopened. So that's probably not a good sign. Dang, I was just short of getting all 3 trains in one place with people on them, so I guess they figured out whatever issue they were having with train 3 this morning, and they're able to load them all. This is the first time I've seen Fire Chaser run at full capacity in quite some time. However, I'm gonna ask about Wild Eagle. I don't know what's going on with it because it hasn't been all that windy the last hour or so. So what the guy over at Wild Eagle said is that basically you can see the tree line. The tree line actually blocks a lot of the wind for all of the other coasters, whereas Wild Eagle is pretty much the only coaster here that goes up over the tree line except for Lightning Rod, but Lightning Rod's moving fast enough, it's not really as much of a problem. They said they ran 2 cycles this morning where it almost valleyed after the first loop, so yeah. I kind of have an urge to climb in this fountain. I won't, but I want to. Finally got some patches of grass starting to grow in the new Mystery Line area where they redid this whole section 2 years ago. So that'll be nice. I think it looks better in a more natural setting. This looks like it's still under construction, which is a little weird. And it kind of doesn't fit in with, walking into Wildwood Grove. So, alright, I'm riding Black Bear Trail, and you can't stop me. I'm still not sure I 100% understand what all the Larson Flying Scooters hype is about, even after riding a few, but I'm gonna ride Mad Mockingbirds again and we'll see. Forgot about how windy it was today. Think about it on Mad Mockingbird. You couldn't even really control it. You just kind of got blown around all over the place. So that was actually a kind of fun, unique experience in the wind. I'm gonna continue the no shame trend from Blackberry Trail and ride frogs and fireflies. Heck yeah! I rode this once before. It's very uncomfortable, but the ride experience is actually kind of fun. I thought it was just funny that I'm gonna ride this. The thing about frogs and fireflies is that it's unironically really fun. I think that it's more fun than going around and bouncing. I think that's a lot more fun than the Larson Flying Scooters. But it's just uncomfortable if you're tall at all. My legs don't fit between the front of the seat, and so yeah, it's just not comfy. So I wish they made that ride model a little bit bigger, and then it would actually be unironically a great flat ride. I might as well go ahead and ride everything in Wildwood Grove while I'm up here. And we have the Great Tree Swing. I forget that Dollywood has a pirate ship now, because it's not named the Pirates. But I like pirate ships, and I keep forgetting to ride this, so we're gonna go do it. Oh, there's nobody in line. That is fantastic. That was one of the longer queues. This and Dragonfly are really the only two Wildwood Grove rides that are made to appeal to more than just children. So I forgot how nauseating pirate ship rides are. They're not great in that regard, but that was still decent. I was stuck near the middle, unfortunately, which means you don't really get anywhere near as much airtime. Very sad, but whatever. Alright, as long as I'm up here in Wildwood Grove, Kill and Harvest is open. It's about 5 o'clock. I'll go for early dinner. They still don't have their Mexican food back, but I kind of want to just say I got a cheeseburger at what should be a Mexican restaurant. So weird to see these all empty. This is normally where you get the Mexican stuff go down the line. But no, it's just cheeseburger toppings. I got my Mexican restaurant cheeseburger. So I didn't show you guys anything else in there because it was a mess. It was very confusing to try to figure out where you were supposed to order anything and where you're supposed to pay for things. And way in front of us, they kept messing up their transaction. It was just really a mess. Please go back to serving Mexican food because you could actually do that competently. Of course, it's not doing it now because I turned the camera on, but the wind was blowing so hard that the fountain was just spraying water out into the path. Oh, there it went again. Wow. Burger's decent. I mean, I wish there was a bit more meat to it, but whatever. The best part here is the fries. I've always thought that they have fantastic fries here. This is the same stuff from Red's and from Campfire Grill over at Splash Country, and they're amazing fries. Delicious, perfectly crispy, seasoning, great. That's the reason to get a burger here. But yeah, the burgers are fine. I will say, it is a high quality bun. I appreciate that. It's not a crappy bun. It's kind of weird for this all to be empty, but I just love Till and Harvest because it's pretty much the only restaurant, at least the only restaurant designed from the ground up for what I call new Dollywood, which is basically probably about 5 years ago when Dollywood's attendance really started picking up significantly and they realized they needed higher capacity stuff. And so we have this really big high capacity eatery that's really different than anything else in the park, and I like that. Kind of weird today since there are not as many people here today as this is built to serve, but still, I love this outdoor eating area. It is so pretty and so nice. And you got the fans for when it's hot in the summer, and then you got heaters for the winter. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, and all your food comes on carrying trays. This is the only place at Dollywood, at least the only quick serve place I know that does this, which is nice. It makes it easier to carry your stuff to wherever your little sit. So yeah, this is probably my favorite dining location at the park. All right, back into the sunlight of this beautiful park, especially after being back here today. I think it's pretty safe to say this is probably my all-time favorite theme park. And I really love all the improvements they're making. It really feels like they're always trying to make the park better. even though there are a lot of missteps, sometimes some pretty big missteps, like you know, removing the cave and putting in a concrete chute. But I'm just really excited for the future of this park. I think overall, bigger picture, they are moving in really the right direction. Came over here to see these markers again because I think this next coaster is going to be awesome. But I really can't wait for them to do some more land expansions. I don't know where exactly they're going to do that, but they got a lot of land around the park to work with. Just excited to see where it all goes. But there's one Wildwood Grove ride I have not ridden today, which is Treetop Tower. So I'm gonna go do that. Treetop Tower is just this little Zamperla observation tower thing, mostly aimed at children. It's funny, it's right next to the drop line, so it looks tiny. But you can actually see a decent bit from up there from what I remember. So let's go. Also, the Thunderhead views you get from this queue are awesome. Like, definitely some of the most unique Thunderhead views you get in the entire park. All right, that's it. I rode everything at Wildwood Grove in one afternoon. Haha. Do I get a medal for that? I don't think I do. So here's my problem with Treetop Tower. It just spins too fast. Like, you can actually see a decent amount of stuff from up there, but like, it's just spinning fast enough that you just get dizzy and kind of feel sick. And I am a bit more susceptible to motion sickness than your average person, it seems. I've never puked after a ride, somehow, but I do get motion sick pretty easily. That's why I have to take breaks a lot of times when the lines aren't long, because usually the lines are my breaks, but you know, so if the lines aren't long, I gotta take breaks so I don't get sick. But yeah, that did make me a little bit sick. But there's a drop line behind me, which I can't ride. My friggin' hair. But yeah, I thought about maybe doing like a video on the Orlando freefall accident. Just asking people to pray for the family and friends involved and everything, and then B, just to, you know, look at it from I am a freshman engineering student, but at least an engineering style brain's perspective on kind of what may have happened and gone down based on the facts we had. Because like any other accident, when the Orlando freefall accident happened a few days ago, there's already people just wild speculations, saying things that are objectively not true because they think that they understand a lot more about rides than they actually do. So I think it'd be interesting just to lay all the facts out there, because it is important with any kind of incident that we place blame on the correct reasons, because if we're just blaming for the sake of blaming, then, you know, things aren't going to get better for the industry. And obviously we want things to get better for the industry, so nothing like that will happen to anyone else. But to be clear, it was an incident on Orlando Freefall down in Orlando, not this ride. This ride is only closed because it's the same model built by the same company, so Dollywood's going to want to make sure that it's not any kind of design flaw with the fundamental ride model before they resume operation here. But speaking of things that go up high, I'm gonna go do lumberjack lifts. I just remember this being like really spooky for no apparent reason, and I want to see if it's spooky. I want to spook myself. For those of you unfamiliar with this ride type, because it's rather obscure, I can't even think of another park that has this. Basically, the tower just spins, and you can use the rope and hoist yourself out, and then fall back down. And it feels kind of janky and creepy when you're up there, though. You're not up very high, but it feels like you're up a lot higher for some reason. Also, usually when they're only running one side, they run this side. I've never seen them run this side by itself, but I've also never been on this side, so it's fun to be able to do that. Lumberjack lift manufacturer is Sunkid, S-U-N-K-I-D. I have never heard of them before. So yeah, very, very obscure ride type, apparently from an obscure manufacturer as well. So that's fun to see. Obscure rides are a lot of fun, because they're definitely unique experiences that you definitely don't get at every park. All right, peace out, Timber Canyon, Wildwood Grove kind of area. I'm going back to the front of the park to Jukebox Junction. You know what that means. Dude, I knew there was some kind of enthusiast event going on today. I saw too many people with other park merch. But, don't know what club it is. But, I don't think they would let me steal their cinnamon bread. So, alright, it's 6:15. Park closes at 7. So I'm gonna use the re-entry pass I got from the evac this morning, and then I'm going to go back through the single rider line, see if I can get another ride or two before the park closes. The other guy is. All right, I just got five rides in a row in about 40 minutes. That was awesome. I wouldn't say I recommend doing that. My whole body's a little bit beat up now, but I did it. So 5 times in 40 minutes. That's an average of a ride every 8 minutes, I think, if I did my math correctly, which is pretty cool. That's a lot of rides. You can see the ride just closed for a special event because I think the coaster crew that's here, they get ERT, which I want ERT. Apparently I need to join the coaster crew. So, whatever. Look at all these people getting ERT. Look at that. I've actually never gotten ERT in my life, other than the season pass holder early entry, but that doesn't feel the same because that's not an enthusiast event. That's just season pass holders, most of which are not enthusiasts. So, actually, that's a slight lie. I've never gotten enthusiast ERT, but when I was in high school a few years ago, 2019 actually, right before COVID, our band did a band trip to Disney World, and we got ERT on Expedition Everest. They took us in before the park opened. It was pretty cool. I actually saw a train stacked on the brake run that's before the Yeti, which usually never happens, but they were doing block tricks when we went up there. So yeah, that was actually a really cool trip. We got to go backstage too at Magic Kingdom. Other stuff I'm probably contractually obligated not to tell you, but I never signed a contract, so I guess I can say it. I was going to wait and try to talk to 2 very small coaster YouTubers that are actually decently close to my size, although they get a lot more views than me. I was going to talk to them, but they are here for the coaster crew event. I don't want to take away from their ERT. I'm also probably not supposed to be here anymore, so I'm gonna leave. I've always wondered how long after closing you could wander around like any park, but especially here, because they really make no effort to like tell you the park's closed or like tell you to leave. Everyone kind of knows when the park closes, and you can kind of tell by the flow of people out and the rides being closed. But in terms of just walking around in the park, in my experience, they've never said like, oh, park is closed. I've walked backwards away from the entrance before, significantly after closing, and never been stopped. So just the thought I had, not that I want to, but like, how long could you just walk around and not leave? I didn't do a very good look around the new Dollywood Emporium last time I was here, so here you go. I'll just kind of walk around and you get an idea of the kinds of merchandise that's being sold on the shelves here. I think over here you got a lot of just, Dolly Parton stuff. And gosh, they got dolls. That's kind of funny. There's package pickup, which is a service they have here that I've never used, but it's throughout the park. It exists. If you order something during the day, you can have it sent here to pick up when you leave. Which is nice to not have to carry around souvenirs the whole day. This is more of the kids area. There's just some toys down there. More backpacks, shirts. Memorabilia, it looks like, is over more towards that corner. Let's go over there. Sorry, this is a very quick walkthrough because it's closing time, and that always makes this pretty hectic. Here's just some more general Dollywood things. Squeeze between some people. Oh, they got a lot of Dollywood Express, like train stuff. That's pretty neat. I swear, I thought that shirt said Airy Full Swan. That cracked me up there for a second. Alright. Oh! I kind of like this. That's cool. Yeah, pretty cool. And then your checkouts in the middle here. Much better than before. They have nano coasters now? Oh, sick. I should get one. Mystery Mine looks like Rook Ride Rocket here. They have them all set up. Wild Eagle, Thunderhead. What is green? Oh, Fire Chaser. But they have different ones here. I guess I get a different one every time I come, but you know what? I'll start with here. I don't know how expensive these are. $34.99. I'm just gonna get it though. Alright, heading out. This is still weird. I'm used to the tram thing being right there. That's where it used to be. Now you gotta walk. It's not that bad though. And it's better for busier days, I think. We will see as it gets busier. but the crowds up in that corner would get ridiculous. This should cause the crowds to spread a bit, so I think it should be better. It's just annoying to have to walk farther. By the time I'm walking here, I might as well walk to my car since I'm in a lot. I will say one thing when they redid the parking lot that they should have done is have a clearly marked pedestrian walkway all the way through all the parking lots for those that want to walk. I think that's what that over there is supposed to be, but it's not very clearly marked. So I think they kind of dropped the ball on that. But other than that, I think the new parking lot's good. They have put up the letter signs on the poles, but unfortunately, the names are gone. Applejack and Butterfly. You can see should be Cotton Candy. Yeah, it's sad. Alright, that was a fun day. Really, had a blast. I loved every moment. All seriousness, it was a great day. I am happy to be... Oh my gosh, freaking sports car, shut up. Anyways, I am very glad to be back in going to parks again, and I'm ready for coaster season, which is happening now, which is totally a thing the coaster community made up. No one else in the world knows or cares about coaster season, but we do, so that's good. Of course, I am actually really busy this spring with other non-coaster obligations on most of my weekends, so I'm not really sure how many amusement park trips I'm going to be making this spring, which is probably better for my wallet because I spent way too much money today. I mean, that's what happens. You want an all-season refill mug, which luckily I won't have to pay for that again, and that should save me money in the long run because I buy soft drinks with like every meal. But then you gotta buy meals, and sometimes you want to buy snacks, and then sometimes you spend way too much on a Coaster Dynamics Nano Coaster. I am actually like really hyped to build this though. I've heard about these for a while. I haven't ever seen them at Dollywood before. This might be the first year that they have them. I'm not sure. There's not a copyright date on it or anything, so I don't know. But this is the first time I've seen them at Dollywood, so I'll be happy to build this and hopefully collect some more. I'd like to, because I'm having my own apartment next year. And I'd like to like have a shelf somewhere in there of, nano coasters. That'd be cool as I collect them, as I go to parks. I have a lot of dreams like that then I just don't end up achieving because I forget about them. Not because I couldn't, but because I forgot. But this one might actually happen. Anyhow, I am really hoping that I can get involved in some more, coaster clubs and stuff like that to get to go to events like what's happening today and, meet other enthusiasts and stuff. Because right now, the only coaster enthusiast I really know is Nathan, which you may or may not have seen on the channel before. He's a friend from high school. I think he's kind of in the same boat as me. But anyways, I would love to get networked a bit more into the community so I have people to hang out with when I go to parks that are enthusiasts. Not that I don't like hanging out with other friends, but there's just something different about hanging out with enthusiasts. So I'd like to be able to, do that. But also just be fun to be able to go to some of these events. But I guess that is the best way to jump into the coaster community is just figure out joining some clubs and go into some events. It is pretty cool that this community is like that. A lot of other communities, I mean, there are clubs for things, but I don't think it works quite the same way that the coaster enthusiast community does. It's just a very unique type of community, and I think that's why I've fallen in love with it so much, but I just gotta dive farther into it. Anyways, look out for some more ride entertainment content in the future. Oh, I forgot to mention, Lightning Rod's crew was killing it, which is good because most of last year when I was there, they didn't seem to care that much about actually, dispatching trains fast, keeping the line moving. But today they were actually like hitting interval. That's how I was able to get so many rides within 40 minutes, even using the single rider line that would have been difficult if they were, running the ride slow. But they were hitting interval, meaning that as soon as the train came around the corner, the other one, because they were running 2 trains today, when it came around the corner and parked, within 2 or 3 seconds, they would dispatch the train, which I have never seen that on Lightning Rod before, first of all. And second of all, that is really, really impressive just because of how that ride is designed. It's just not designed to a very high capacity in that regard. Not to crap on RMC because I love how they do a lot of things, but their train designs with the lap bars and seat belts, they are just not very efficient for guests to get into and to pull down their lap bars and for that all to be checked. That all takes a while. And then on Lightning Rod, that's expounded by the fact that the launch takes away the chain lift on a traditional chain lift roller coaster would take a bit of time and give them more time to you know, check the restraints and everything. But that launch goes immediately as the trains come out of the station. And because of how the ride's programmed, a little bit weirdly, in my opinion, the train on the brake run takes a very long time to start moving into the station and then does so very slowly. That other train is already finished the launch and heading into the first drop by the time the train parks in the station. So, and you know, Lightning Rod is a decently short ride. So that is how fast that they were checking restraints, which is, and all that, which is fantastic. Sorry, I got a little bit nerdy there, but, you know, just wanted to make sure I gave that Lightning Rod crew shout out. Okay, I'm gonna go write a paper that is due tomorrow that I haven't started yet. I should probably do that. It's 9 o'clock.